Hello and welcome to Board Stupid. My name's Wayne.
And I'm Matt.
And welcome to 2025. Here we are, it's a brand new year.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to the future, we're here, we made it. we survived, the world didn't end in 2024.
Yeah.
We got there. And Matt, this video is our end of year review for 2024.
Yeah, kind of like a catch up for what happened in 2024.
A lot happened.
And some about the 2025, what's going to happen next year, what our plans are with the channel, with you guys.
Yeah.
So a lot of surprises, a lot of more information. And on top of that, we have a giveaways for you guys.
You got to stick around to the end for that.
To stick up to the end. And we got a big one. So you kind of want to see it because it's big game, great game.
Yeah, and if you want to be part of that, then you should definitely
hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, that's going to how you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to do that for sure. And let's go back to the past.
Yeah, let's
like a couple of days in the past when it was 2024.
And then we
go back to the future.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Rolling dice, feeling nice. Cardboard dreams and game schemes. Click subscribe, it's a vibe. Board Stupid's all we need. Board Stupid, game reviews for you and me. Board Stupid, here's what you should play and see.
So Matt, 2024 was our first full year as a channel, as Board Stupid. We've existed one full year now, one full calendar year. Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. We survived. We did
flying,
it. Absolutely flown past. And we started this project in Spiel 2023, which was back in September the prior.
Yeah, so kind of like a year and
a bit, year and a quarter.
2-3 months.
Yeah, we've been doing this.
Yeah.
So this was our second Spiel. How would you rate, in sort of high level, this year's board gaming releases compared to when we first started doing this?
I think this year we saw a lot of very good games.
We did.
A lot of two-player games.
Loads of two-player
games.
Need
to chat about it. But for the rest, it's been a great year. It's been, I think, we're shifting back a little bit away from the Kickstarter and going back again to the normal way of the
world of retail.
Retail. So there's been some movement around that. But overall, I think this year we've seen so many amazing games that are not just good one-shot games. I think we saw games like Rebirth or Lord of the Rings Duel. So it's games that are here to stay for an Iron that here to stay for a while.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think what always surprises me is the general level of production keeps rising.
Yeah.
And I think there's got to be a point where this has got to be as good as it gets. And then every year I'm surprised again with the level of production that goes up, just in standard retail games that you can buy off the shelf, which is amazing.
Yeah, and the great things that we saw this year, a lot of the publishers have started to using more sustainable way of producing the games with sustainable materials or trying to do like plastic free boxes or everything recycled or using rewood, all that kind of stuff that I think is important for it's important not just for the board gaming community but the entire world. So again, it is a niche hobby, but still impacts in the.
It certainly does.
Everything impacts.
It certainly does. I think that's certainly something. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But we also want to talk about the industry. I mean, because I was concerned. We did a video on it about have we reached the zenith of the golden age? Is it over? Well, actually, it turns out that this year's UK Games Expo was as big as it's ever been, pretty much, I think, and is going to be even bigger in 2025.
Yeah,
they're getting bigger halls.
The projection are to be even bigger. We know that all the expos like UKGE is going to be bigger.
Yeah, Spiel as well.
We know, Spiel is going to be bigger. UKGE is going to be bigger. Aircon is going to be bigger. Gen Con is going to be bigger. It's true as well that we had kind of like a little bit of crunch during pandemic because that's what it is.
We're a social hobby, right? It can't be social.
So it's exploding again, but again, how much can we push forward? We're still like this year, what was like 4,000 titles or something?
4,000 titles. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot in the bubble.
Too much.
We'll see. We'll see if it keeps growing. But I'm happy for it to keep growing. What we saw at Spiel was it was a complete sellout. But however, not the biggest capacity.
No.
Because that was done before COVID.
Yeah.
Because of the new rules, that
New
were put in place,
regulations
right?
and everything, but again, still, we're talking about big numbers.
50,000 a day. It's
Yeah,
huge.
it's just like
Massive,
it's
massive
a lot.
numbers.
It's a lot.
So the industry is in a healthy state, which is great to see.
Yep.
And as you mentioned, I think, Matt, this is definitely, it feels like the rise of the great two-player game.
Yes. How? Why? I don't know. But
don't
it feels like that everybody started putting their money onto these two-player games. So again, stuff like Lord of the Rings, like Seven Wonders Duel has always been one of the biggest two-player games around there.
One of the best,
They just re-implemented with even a stronger theme. So is selling more. But then we started seeing a lot of we're gonna talk about into our hype factor video. We had a preview a few months ago. We couldn't show you anything, but now we can, about stuff like Azul Duel.
Yeah.
That is coming out. This year we had stuff like Kelp, Ironwood, fantastic two-player games.
I mean, not just fantastic, just next level good.
Yes, yeah,
excellent,
yeah,
top level,
absolutely.
top quality.
Yeah.
Two-player games that have a great depth, great production, and
Yeah.
everything. And it looks like that trend is certainly going to continue in 2025.
Yeah, we saw another one that came out was the King of Tokyo
Duel, yeah.
Duel as well. There's another one we saw, and this is spoiler for 2025. Forest Shuffle is gonna get a duel,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about it in a separate
Living
video.
Forest
Living
Duel.
Forest Duel. There is a lot. Which one was the other
Everdell
one?
Duo.
Everdell Duo. Is it too much? Is it money grab? Is it? Some of them are really good.
Yeah.
I guess time will tell, and
what
this
we're
year
actually
we'll try to play them.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
let you guys know. But
I mean, I'm super into it, and then what we're also seeing is the rise of great production two-player
Yes.
games. So Bitewing Games are doing a dual release of I think it's Ikor and Iliad, two
Yeah.
Reiner Knizia two-player games with phenomenal-looking production. And
Yeah.
that's all 2025 release stuff that looks and sounds
Yeah.
amazingly exciting.
it is. But why is it?
But
Is
why?
It because,
Why is
because
it?
I think that it's because the game is going back into so when the hope exploded again. I mean, COVID kind of didn't help, but actually helped the.
In a different way, right?
In
It helps
different ways.
You're
So
buying games
people-
to play with your partner.
Yeah, because people started playing board games again. That's one of the good things that came out of a horrible situation, of
Yeah,
course.
quite.
And I think that now people are starting. They love playing board games now, but now they got their social life that is back to a normality. So they got probably less time to play.
Yeah.
And a two-player game is quicker. You can play with your partner or
Yeah.
with just one friend. You don't need a lot of people around the table. Maybe it's that. Well,
Maybe
I
it's
don't know.
that. And maybe
What you
it will
guys
continue
think?
to that.
What you
Yeah,
guys
it'd be
think?
interesting to know what you think is the really sort of feeding this
Yeah.
great rise of
Yeah.
two-player games, and long may it continue. Means me and Matt can play them on the train when we're going to
Yeah,
Exxon.
exactly.
And UKG is thrilled with that. Okay, Matt, let's move on to a few disappointments, just of things that we didn't get to play.
Yes,
and things we didn't
yes.
get to do.
So we were lucky enough that we played.
We played a ton of stuff.
I'm telling you, probably we did play over 100 new
Over 100 new
games,
games,
definitely. And again, with a full-time job.
This is not our job. We do this on the side.
Yeah, exactly. It's not easy to even just learn 100 different game rules every time and finding the time. But yeah, we love doing it. We did miss a couple of larger ones or big ones, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call them.
Various reasons, really, either through time or we didn't get them until very late.
Yep.
Or we just didn't get the chance to pick them up.
Yep,
And
that's
that's
easy enough,
basically-
because
that's pretty much
again, we do still buy a big chunk of the games that we
Yes,
play.
yeah.
We're lucky enough that we get some review copies from some of the publisher, not all of them, and we
Yeah.
still buy a lot.
Yeah.
I'll still do a lot of
Still buying
Kickstarter.
anyway. Yeah,
unfortunately.
exactly. It is what it is. But any examples, Matt, of things that you missed?
I think
Got a few down here
one
as
that
well.
has been on a lot of people mouth was Sevolution.
Yeah.
That I
Step
really,
Feld.
yes, I really wanted to try it, but it always looked too too heavy and too.
It is quite a big, heavy euro, I think.
Yeah, so I know that it's not a game that's gonna stay in my collection. So that's why I didn't get it. And I think probably Tom has a copy at this point.
I think he was super keen on getting it.
I kind of like we need to find someone who has the copy and is willing to teach us the game and play it. But it looks really interesting. But again, maybe too heavy for me, but I will definitely give it a go.
Try.
Yeah. What about you?
Same way, I think, with something like Andromeda's Edge.
Edge,
Everyone was talking about Andromeda's Edge. It was everywhere on the lips of the room, but we didn't get a copy. We didn't get a chance to play it.
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to speak to the publisher, so we didn't play it.
Well, it was not even available when we went to Spiel. Was not there. I mean, the guys, the stand was there. They had the minis boxes, but
demo
not
copies.
a demo, 1 or 2 demo copies. But they didn't actually at the games at the show, so that was that's definitely which one is another one that we say that
Shackleton Base. I really wanted to play as well.
Yes.
Everyone talking about that. I know Rob, our friend of the show and marketing manager for Shack Games UK, is a big fan of Shackleton Base. Right?
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
We did not have time.
Didn't get the time to get around to that.
That was simply a time matter.
Another one that we talked about on the Hype Factor, and I was very excited about, was Tierna Nog.
Yeah, it went completely sold out.
It sold out in seconds at Spiel, so we didn't get a chance for that. To
we saw
a
it,
copy.
but we couldn't get a copy, so that's really
no play, sad times.
Really sad.
Sad times for us.
Yeah, we'll try to get a copy of that because that was.
It seems pretty cool.
Interesting.
One more on my list, and one for you, I think, Matt, was I missed out on Cascadero, which is Ryan Knitz's tile laying game with the Ian O'Toole beautiful artwork.
Oh yes,
and we talked about it on Hype Factor, and I never got a chance to play it,
Yeah.
and I still might go back and buy it. But we'll see. I mean,
Cascadero is definitely must be on the.
It's got to be a try, right? And then Slay the
yeah.
Spire was another one. I think you were.
Slay the Spire. I do like the video games.
Yeah.
And video games and board games, red flags. However, this one is basically a one-to-one representation of the game.
Yeah.
Of the video game into a board game. So the video game is a deck building game. It's a roguelike deck building game. But at least in the board game, you can play simultaneously with all the characters. So it's not just one against the game. I don't know. I play a lot the video game. Do I want to play the board game as well?
I will see.
I don't know. I will definitely give it a go. But I wasn't too sure about actually the purchase of the game.
Okay.
But it's one of those that maybe if I play it once, I'll go straight to buy it.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. There's some interesting stuff around that game. I think it sounds good. It sounds great. I've never played the video game either, but that's another one where I kind of want someone to show me rather than
Do you know what I mean? Again, the video game is great. I'll spend a lot of time on it, especially on the phone while traveling or stuff. You can play forever. We'll see.
Maybe a chance to play it, maybe not.
Yeah, if you guys have Slay the Spire and you play the game or you haven't played the game, if you leave us a comment, should I buy it?
What's it like? Is it worth buying?
It's not cheap. So
it's cheap. That's true.
It's not cheap.
That's true. Matt, any highlights from this year, from you personally, for this adventure that we've gone on, for the game, for any gaming that you've done, any of the events specifically or days that stick out?
I would say that both UKGE and Spiel have been probably the best of these, the highlights of the year. Both the shows.
What I've really liked about that, Matt, sorry to interrupt you, is that we saw this kind of the journey of games from UKGE to being released at Spiel. Which is really exciting to see, where we discovered Ironwood and Rebirth at UK Games Expo.
Yeah.
But then we got them at Spiel, and then dig into. So we saw the prototypes in one, the final version.
That's true.
That was really fun to see.
But that is one. The other one is actually meeting the publishers, meeting the designers, sitting with them and having a chat about their products, what their ideas are, what the idea for the future, and it's that, and then meeting you guys, because that's
that was one of the massive highlight for me as well.
Thing.
Just chatting to everyone that likes the channel and was so kind. That was just a massive highlight for me. It was great. And I should have taken more pictures with everybody. But that's what I'm going to do in 2025.
But again, we are just two dudes that talked about board games, that started this channel on a whim, like
Yeah.
like on a random. Should we do some YouTube? Like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
There was no actually like any business plan or stuff like that. Too much of a thinking behind the
No,
channel.
right.
It was
Went
very
for it.
much like, yeah, let's play some games, and it seems like we're doing something all right, because
Doing all right.
the channel has been growing pretty steadily, and
Yeah,
we're pretty happy about it.
We'll talk about that in our 2025 plans. So, Matt, before I go on to the next section and talk about those plans, do you think there are any industry-wide trends that are going to continue or get bigger in 2025? I mean, we talked about the two-player.
Well, the
game.
two-player
That
game
will
seems
continue.
like that it's going and going
And
and
I think we
going.
also mentioned the sustainable zone, which I think will continue to increase.
Yes, we saw. Yes, I saw. Staying on the sustainability stuff, we saw a few that started like getting away from the Asian production and going to European production. Is it a thing? Is it gonna be a thing for the future, especially with all this cost in the shipment and all that stuff?
As far as I understand it, part of that move into sort of Europe, Central Europe, is because the factory that makes Rewood is in
exactly.
Europe. I think it's in Czech Republic.
If the publishers they're moving away from plastic, and does it mean that they're moving away as well from China? Does it mean that the cost of the production is gonna be more for doing in Europe, because that is the reality, but then not having to ship the things on a ship for 2 months, and God knows when they're gonna arrive to port. So it's gonna help the logistic. Doesn't mean the logistic is gonna cost less. So I will be really interesting to see if that trend continues. And for the rest, I think the other things is going to be the Kickstarter and crowdfunding things, where looks like it's not like that much more. I mean, the Kickstarter is not like buy this game, but it's like 20 games every day, like it was like a few years ago. We started going back to, all right, it's a big game with tons of miniatures. It's a £400-500 game that goes on Kickstarter only. Well, the retail is started taking back
more retail, and in fact, what we're starting to see more is crowdfunding being used as more of like a legitimate pre-order platform.
Yes,
where the game has already been produced to some extent.
Yes,
and they're just using it as a front end. Order it through here, which I think is what happened with Ironwood.
Yeah, I think Ironwood was one of them. Simon started doing a few titles, like Simon have done the Dune War for Arrakis, and the latest Zombicide game that I lost the count of which one is. They started doing. No, this is the Marvel Unite, but DC Unite. That's the other zombies. There are too many zombies. But they started. Is it right that they're doing it? Probably. We should have a chat about it in the near future.
We'll have to talk about that.
But I think those are the things that.
Do you think there's going to be a trend towards more digital integration? Because we saw a little bit of it, and I actually think the industry has gone off the boil with digital integration. We saw a lot of things like Chronicles of Crime, or with a lot of sort of story app-based things, and then we also saw like with the Tiburu project.
Yeah, the Tiburu project,
which is a fully digital integrated board game. I don't know if the industry is going to go that way.
I think it's going to go away from that.
You think it will go further away?
I think that the latest things that I saw that use the digital side, something like Oddsworn or Fate Forge, or these like big adventure games where you got someone reading for you instead of you reading a book, or keeping track of some annoying bits. I think that is gonna stay there.
App for admin, really.
Yeah, but the app being part of the game, integral part of the game, I think we're moving away from this, because I think the market kind of like pushed back a little bit. The audience kind of pushed back a little bit a few years ago.
It flooded quite a lot of it, and then it's maybe
again, a board game, a video game. What is it then? Is that hybrid between the two? I'm not against, but at the same time, it needs to have a reason for using technology into a board game. There must be a reason. If it's someone's reading me the story, I love it. You got an actor that actually reads you the story with a proper voice acting. It's great.
Cool,
love it. But if it's in there, I need to roll the dice in there, or
Not sure.
I'm not sure that I'm
a bit more old school. I do like my board games to be fully analog. It's just how I am. I mean, I don't like anything extra with it. It doesn't mean it can't be good, but typically, I mean, things like Chronicles of Crime kind of bounced off me, and the same with things like Forgotten Waters, which I thought were fine, but they kind of bounced off me a little bit. I think I prefer. They're not games for me.
It needs to be. It needs to be an additional thing that helps the game, but I can do it without.
Yeah, fair enough.
That is.
I mean, Mansions of Madness Second Edition is a great example of good integration of an app, because that works great. I mean,
yes,
so fine with that. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. All right, Matt. Should we move on to our 2025?
Let's talk about 2025. Yes.
Take a little break. Matt, it's a new dawn, it's a new year, it's a new era
Oh,
for
yes.
Board Stupid, and we are now in 4K, as you can see. Hit the button and see it in full 4K definition. And Matt, we've got some great new plans for 2025 for the channel.
Yeah, so for 2025, our plan is still to push out 2 videos every week.
Every week.
Like with no...
Except maybe Christmas, but most weeks.
Most of the
51 weeks a year.
Again, keep in mind, guys, that we're doing this as a love project. We still got jobs, and both me and Wayne travels for work quite often, so we need to really sacrifice a lot of our time to record like in time and edit on time, and it's taking us a lot. However, for this year, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing now, so we're gonna bring you reviews and top 5s and all the stuff that you
all the spicy topics, all the stuff you enjoy.
Spicy topics. Yeah, we're gonna try to have guests now and then to come and have a chat, or just having a laugh, or do some kind of weird top 10s or top 5 or whatever, whatever it is. But as you already seen last month, we started with a new format that we're trying to push out. We started in December with the Board Stupid Show. That is our magazine episode that we're gonna push out once a month, and that is gonna include some board gaming industry, like state of play or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to include some board game highlights for the stuff that we've played, and stuff that we don't typically get the chance to review in full because of time.
Exactly. So for times, or there are some like slightly smaller games, we're gonna try to incorporate them, like 3, 4, 5 games in that. It does include the community corner
as well, which I loved the first time, and I can't wait to the second one.
It's the time for you guys to shine. So if we take a comment from any of the videos that we pushed out during the month, and we kind of try to discuss what you guys want to talk about it.
Exactly.
So you're gonna tell us what you want to talk about it, or if you want to make a funny joke. Come here, do a funny joke.
We might talk about it on the community corner.
We'll definitely have a look about it. So that is the magazine.
That's the magazine show. We've also got the return of the hype factor.
Of course, the hype factor stays.
We loved the hype factor last year, and it was a big hit for us, and you folks seem to like it as well. It's coming back, and the hype factor specifically, we're putting a circle around as being retail only releases in 2025.
Yeah, so
up to Spiel season.
Exactly.
And then we stop there.
As we did last year, it's going to be 5 games each month that are going to come out allegedly during 2025 retail. So stuff that you're going to be able to buy, hopefully, again, with the information that we got. And they're just 5 games that we think
sound cool. That's it. We think they sound cool.
We were not going to have a lot of information about it. We'll try to get information for you guys, but it's going to be things that we're thinking is cool. And we're doing this specification about retail because we're going to have a new format that we haven't done before, and it's going to call Crowdfund Mania.
Yeah, Crowdfund Mania, baby. That's where we're going to stick all of those cool Kickstarter, GameFound, crowdfund projects. And again, much like the hype factor, 5 games each month.
Yep.
Now we're going to pick that are either currently live, about to be live, or have recently ended and have a late pledge.
A late pledge. So we're trying to cover something that you can actually
go and
back
do,
or about to. Again, we're trying to avoid doing the mega gigantic one that everybody knows, and trying, as we did for the hype factor, finding something that is slightly more
interesting, maybe
hidden
for us.
or more interesting, or something that is not already in the spotlights on other 1,000 platforms. So that's the idea.
That's super exciting. We're also going to go back and look at some of our original videos, because if you have a look back in the history of the channel, when me and Matt first basically met and decided to do this after I knew him for like 3 weeks, we're like, let's go do a YouTube channel. We have some of our original lists that are going to be updated. In glorious 4K.
In glorious 4K,
studio.
yeah, exactly. So
and with updated lists based on all the releases.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So
all the games we and Matt played
try.
together since as well.
Exactly. So that's a lot of stuff. So
absolutely,
we're gonna cover that, and then another formats that we're gonna add is the one that name is at the moment Back to the Board.
Yeah,
maybe
excited about that one.
Yeah,
Back to the Board.
Back to the Board. Where we're gonna do not reviews of all the games, but kind of like a retrospective and check, are the games still good to be on the table? Are they still worth to be in ours in your collection?
More like a critical analysis of those games that you might typically 20 plus years old.
Yeah, even like 10, 15. We'll
think about it. We'll be flexible.
Yeah,
but the idea being a little bit older. Are the games still worthy?
Yeah, exactly.
Do they need to stay in, or is it time for the sell pile? And we'll talk about why. If those games had a big impact on industry, then we'll talk about that.
Exactly. It's going to be games like, I don't know, Ra, or like we did Western Legends, or El Grande, Castle of Burgundy. We're going to talk about those older games. So if you're new to the hobby, you're going to know a little bit of the older stuff as well. If you already have the games and just like, should you bring it back on the table or not?
So you go back to the board where you can find out. And a very exciting project me and Matt are going to hit in February is going to be our top 40 of all time.
Yeah,
we're not doing a top 100.
We ended up on 40 because
we had a debate about it.
Yeah, because otherwise, if we do
a top
100, we're gonna do a 10 hours video that probably is a little bit too much.
It's too much.
So we're gonna do probably divided in a couple of episodes, like 40 to 20 and 20 to 1,
maybe, or one a week for a month. We'll think about it. But the idea is, and also this is kind of like an old school thing for me in the UK. Yeah, the top 40 in the chart.
Yeah,
top 40
that's fair enough.
Feels nice to me.
Yes.
So it's going to be our top 40 of all time. Maybe over 4 episodes on a Monday, maybe over 2 episodes.
Yeah, we'll decide how much stuff we got.
And how much time we have mostly. And that's most of it.
At the end of the day, we're gonna still doing all the reviews of new games coming out.
Still got UK Games Expo. And then we still have Essen Spiel.
Of course.
And then also we're covering Aircon this year.
This year, yes. Well. New show. There is Aircon. So if you guys are thinking about going to Aircon, comment down there. So
and then let's go play some games. My goodness, what a lot of stuff. Matt, let's go for one more section before we wrap this baby up. And we're going to talk about
because we got the surprise
giveaway.
for you.
Let's do it. So Matt, 2024 was an amazing year for us.
Yes.
Mostly thanks to you folks for the amazing support.
Absolutely.
And we want to thank you with some giveaways. And this is just one of a few we might be doing in the coming months. To say thank you for all of the amazing support you've shown us.
Yes.
2024 was amazing. Our first full year, we got about 3,000 subscribers. Which is incredible. Over 200.
Like, that was mind-blowing. Yes.
Mind-blowing. Did not expect that.
Yeah.
Over 200,000 views. Some 20,000 hours of content.
How many hours people want to see my face?
See my face as well. Unbelievable.
Terrible.
Quite. It's unreal. So thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Absolutely. And to say thank you and thanks to the guys at Totum.
Thank you very much.
We have a copy of Age of Rome at Gloria.
Yeah.
To give away
the Senator edition,
the Senator edition, that is the one with the old stretch goals from the Kickstarter, the add-ons and blah blah blah. We're gonna leave the link to the Kickstarter page. The game came out last year. Released 2023, and it's one of the most innovative Euro game that I played in ages.
It's super cool. And also based on Rome. So Matt is a big fan. But this is a spectacular game. And certainly one that you should consider sticking in your collection. And you can get it by joining the giveaway. And Matt, It's quite simple rules, really.
Yeah. So to do it, you need to subscribe to the channel,
Subscribe
as
to
you
the
should already
channel.
been.
Ideally, list your subscriptions as public. You don't have to, but it's easier for us to then pick a winner.
Yes.
Because we can see that you subscribe to us.
Exactly. And leave us a comment in this video.
Yeah.
And whatever you want to write down, say it's Sexy Wayne, and then add Gloriam. So we can make a quick search on all the ones. So add Gloriam, like now is showing on the screen.
Write
Add
that at the end of
Gloriam.
your comment, somewhere in your comment, and then you can be entered into.
So this is a thank you to you guys, and yeah, we're gonna do a review as well of Age of Rome in the next couple of weeks. So, but if you want it straight in your collection, again, subscribe and add Gloriam in the comments.
Matt, 2024, what an amazing year! I can't wait for 2025.
Oh yes, it's been a shot. It's been just so it went so
Flown
quick,
past.
isn't it? Yeah,
Do you know what?
absolutely,
Time flies when you're having fun,
absolutely.
and we've had a lot of fun this
Yes,
year.
yes, and hopefully even more next year.
Even more next year, or what is now this year, because we're now in the future.
Oh yes, I should have
We've got
said
to
that
the
we
future.
are in the future.
We're
yeah.
in the future.
We're still in 2024 recording this, but it's going to be
2025 in like
when we-
2 days'
when you
time,
see this.
which
Yeah,
you'll
so,
see.
yeah.
The power of editing. Let us know in the comments what your 2024 was like,
Mm-hmm.
and what were your highlights in your year of gaming, because we would really like to know.
Absolutely.
The events that you went to, the people you met, the games that you played, any gaming highlights that you think are worth sharing. We'd love to hear about them. And of course, end your comment with Ad Gloriam to be entered into this giveaway. Matt, there's something else they need to do in order
Well,
to do that.
hit the subscribe button as well.
Mandatory.
So otherwise, hit subscribe button and add Gloriam in the comment if you wanna.
Yep.
But you should hit the subscribe button
Anyway, because you like us.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, and
Come
hit
on.
the like button. Check out the rest of our videos, and we'll catch you again real soon.
Ciao.
What's it been?